Good evening, kings and queens. It is Lakeisha Sheree Jordan again, joining you live. And hopefully you guys have had another amazing day. For those of you that are going through some things, hopefully some of the videos that I do can really help reach into your hearts and have you really looking at yourself as the amazing person that you are. However, today, this entire week, I'm going to be doing a series on manipulation and the effects that it has on us and how to identify when we're in the midst of manipulative people. Because again, as I stated yesterday, so many people are unaware that they're in the midst of manipulative individuals that are literally contributing to helping them to stifle their lives. They're stealing their joy. They're having them change the course of their lives. They're doing so many things that fits their agenda. But for the people that love manipulating people, a lot of times they don't even realize that they're in the face of someone that is ruining their lives, destroying their self-esteem, and actually not doing a lot to add to you as an individual. So I want to first thank you guys for tuning in. And if you are on my live right now and you feel as if you know someone on your newsfeed or friends list that might benefit from this video, maybe you know someone that's going through some stuff right now, tag them in, have them come in and join me. And if you guys have some comments or some questions that you might want to ask, please feel free to send me a message or even comment on this post as I am doing this live. How are you guys doing? Thank you all for coming in. Again, for some of you guys that are just joining me, this video today is about recognizing, not just recognizing when you're in the presence of manipulative people, but understanding the damage that it really can do to your life. So I want to tap into at this very moment. I'm going to start by tapping into relationships because this is what I get a lot of messages about. People being in the midst of very toxic relationships and not realizing that they've been manipulated into believing that is the only place that they will be able to flourish, is by being in a relationship where they're being manipulated, they're being put down, they're being told that they are the reason that their partner is doing the things that they're doing to them, whether it's a man or a woman. And again, as I do these videos, do understand I am not going to discriminate against a man or a woman, because the same way men can be abusive and manipulative, women can do the same. So for you guys that happen to be watching, you might be with a woman that might be manipulating you, running your bank left and right, because every time you turn around, she's saying, oh, you only love her if. You only love her if you are constantly doing for her. The only way you can show her love is if you're moving the way she tells you you need to move. Please do understand, you're in the midst of a toxic relationship. You're in the midst of a toxic woman. And for you women that are watching right now, if you're in a relationship with a guy, and that guy is actually convincing you that the reason he is abusive towards you, the reason he's cheating on you, the reason he is out here doing everything to diminish your self-esteem is because you're making him do it. Please do understand, he's full of crap. So I want to start by actually, like I said yesterday, I want to start by actually talking to you guys about what manipulation looks like, because a lot of people don't understand what manipulation is. A lot of people, hey, how's it going, guys? A lot of people don't understand what manipulation is. And manipulation can be a good thing or a bad thing. Let's be totally honest. A lot of times we have to manipulate ourselves into believing that things are going to be better in order for us to move throughout our day, in order for things to finally start becoming better, for our moods to become better. But you don't ever want to get into a position where you're manipulating yourself into believing something that is definitely tearing you down and destroying you. So manipulation can come in all forms, and one of the worst forms of manipulation is when a person is abusing you and they're convincing you that they're doing it because of you, because you are the person that is causing them to do these things. And what that looks like for a manipulative female, for example, a manipulative female, the same way guys do, but a manipulative female will literally get into a situation where she is in a position with you. You might have kids by her. Some of you guys might recognize this theory. You might have kids by her. You're ready to go because things aren't working out the way they should be working out. She's very toxic. She's yelling at you. She's screaming at you. She's putting you down. She's not doing anything to add to your life. However, you guys have a child. So by the end of the day, she wants to try to hang this child over your head. You leave if you want to, but you don't have to worry about seeing this child. I'm not going to have my child around any more females. You know, no, we're not going to tolerate that. It's a whole bunch of toxic manipulation going on from a female that is miserable. Do understand, no matter who crosses her path, because she's miserable, she's going to see to it that everyone that comes across her path is going to be miserable as well. So you do not lose anything by leaving and trying to make sure that you yourself is okay for your children and for your future. There is nothing wrong with saying, I see this woman is literally trying to manipulate me into staying in a situation that is unhealthy for me and my child. So when you guys are listening to the bombardment of negativity coming from your other half, whether it's guy or girl, you want to be mindful that it's not adding anything to you, first of all. And second of all, at the end of the day, what's happening is your self-esteem is being broken. The way you look at yourself in your life start to become stifled. You start actually believing that there's no more for you in life, that this is where you're supposed to be. I talk to females particularly that have gotten into the stance where they believe that they are in this relationship because they don't deserve better, that they're horrible people. I've actually spoken to guys that have felt like they were never going to do better than the female that they just left, even though they know that situation was toxic. The bottom line is, when we get into a position where we manipulate ourselves into believing that wrong is right, all we're doing is killing our self-esteem. We're definitely kind of distracted from where we see ourselves in the future, because if where we see ourselves in the future does not include the person that we're with, a lot of times we start going crazy in our own minds. A lot of times we don't see ourselves having the dream job, the dream house, the things that we truly deserve, because when we envisioned our future, it was a matter of envisioning our future with that person. Well, when that person becomes your problem, and that person becomes the reason why you're not getting to your future fast enough, because you don't want to wake up in the morning because that person is not with you, or you're seeing yourself thinking, well, dang, I hope I don't do anything to get this person mad enough to hit me today. I hope I don't do anything that gets this person mad enough to put me down today. People, there's a problem there. And again, as you guys are watching, I can guarantee whether you're watching right now, you know someone that is on your timeline, on your friends list right now that has been through these sorts of situations, tag them in. You guys can chime in and comment. There's a lot of people's testimonies that have helped change other people's lives. And so the reason I'm doing these videos is because I do get these inboxes about people going through a lot of hard times. I am engaging with other people in real life that are just unaware that they can move forward in life without this person. And for me personally, I have been there. I have absolutely been there. I know what toxic relationships look like. I have to admit, I know what it's like to be a toxic person. Because if you yourself are not happy, you yourself don't feel good about yourself, how are you going to extend that to someone else authentically? There is no way you can give someone what you do not have inside. So as you stop and you start filling yourself up with things that bring you joy, and you start looking around you and you start noticing that the people that have been in your corner the whole time have manipulated you into believing that you have to have them a part of your life. Whether you had someone staying in your home to help them and they decided they were going to take advantage of your help by telling you, well, you know, I can't get on my feet, and all of a sudden you're going to kick me out. Well, you've been here for 3 or 4 months. You haven't paid any bills. You haven't done anything to add to my household. You're eating up all my children's food. But I'm supposed to feel sad for you that in 3 months you chose not to do nothing? Don't allow yourself to be manipulated into believing that you yourself have to be the crutch for anyone else that is refusing to move forward in life. That's manipulation. I know people right now that have siblings that they constantly take care of. Every time you turn around, this family member needs something. And you're constantly fueling out, putting out. Before you know it, you're like, wait a minute. Isn't this person ever going to get their lives together? So then you tell this family member no, right? Because you want to give them an opportunity to see what life might be like if you really couldn't do anything for them. All of a sudden, they're flipping out on you. Oh, you can't give me a little $100? It's just a light bill. I mean, I don't understand. It's not like you don't have a great job. It's not like you and your family don't have any money. First of all, Who are you to tell me what to do with my money that I work for the way you need to be working for yours? Guys, when there are manipulating people in your life, you start to second guess what you are doing. There are some good people in this world with amazing hearts that will actually feel bad when they start cutting toxic people off because they've been manipulated into believing that they're doing something wrong. I tell people one of the best things that I learned when it comes to having people in my space is knowing how to love people from a distance. There is nothing wrong with genuinely caring about a person that may be going through some things. There's nothing wrong with actually having, being able to be present in someone's life that may be manipulative, that may be going through drug addiction and different things like that. But you don't have to physically have them in your presence all the time. You can love them from a distance. I like to shoot people little positive texts. I might tag them in a video, anything that I know might uplift their spirit. But at the end of the day, you are not going to poison my surroundings with your toxic behavior. And every solitary one of you guys watching this video today should really evaluate whether or not you are aware that you're in a position with people in your life at this moment that have been manipulating you so long that you feel funny about wanting to cut ties. Because the moment that happens, what's basically going on here is you're aligning yourself with the position that you don't see yourself doing any better than that person. I think one of the saddest things is to know that there are a lot of people out here that are extremely depressed, people that have already committed suicide, and they leave behind loved ones that are wondering, what could I have done differently? But when we are in a position where we know we're in the midst of people that are pulling us down, we have to stop and be able to speak up and eliminate those people. Literally. And I don't mean just completely cut them off, because a lot of times it's not that simple. I get it. But eliminate them out of our thought process on a regular basis first. Because everything that happens with you starts in your mind. If you're telling yourself right now that you cannot live without a person in your life, you are setting yourself up to believe that if something was to happen to this person, if this person was to leave you or any of that, that you yourself are ready to accept the abuse, because your future would not be any brighter if you did not have this manipulative person in your life. That in itself doesn't make sense at all, in no way, shape, or form. So, I wanted to, like I said, continue to encourage you guys, because this topic is common. It's common among many people. And because so many people don't know what signs to look for, they continue to just accept these people into their lives. I talked yesterday a lot about the fact that kids manipulate parents all the time. You know, if you happen to be a parent that went through a bunch of ups and downs throughout your life as a parent with your children when they were younger, whether you were addicted to drugs or, you know, just out here making a bunch of poor choices, and your child grows up and that child continues to remind you of who you used to be, but you've changed so much that they want to keep trying to get money out of you, get you to do things for them by reminding you of how much you didn't do for them when they were a child. Those people need to go too. And I don't mean get rid of your child. What I basically mean is that you have to get into a position where you're sitting back telling your child, I understand what I did was wrong when you were younger, but as of right now, I've done nothing but continue to get better, and I will not be manipulated into believing that I am a bad person because my choices have changed to date. Samira, give me one moment. I'm so sorry, guys. My kids are just all down my throat right now. Samira, give me a second. And
tell you. The boy was blue and
okay, give me 1 sec. Okay. So you get over there and get your bite. Thank you, baby. I'm so sorry, guys. Thank you for being patient. Anyway, you guys get the point I'm making. Check your circles. I always say that. I mean that. Check your circles. If you happen to be a person that finds yourself going through emotional ups and downs, you may want to start looking at the type of company you're keeping. You really may want to look at that. You may want to look at the type of family members or even the person that you're in a relationship with. You may want to look at that individual. Because at the end of the day, nobody can ever bring you what you will not accept. There are people that know they're manipulative and they literally feed off of looking for people that don't feel good about themselves. They feed off of looking for people that don't understand how valuable they are, because they can manipulate you into possibly living in your house for the rest of their life for free. They can manipulate you into paying their bills. They can manipulate you into taking care. And I've seen this is crazy, but I've seen people manipulate other people into taking care of them and their baby mama, or vice versa, them and their baby daddy. And all the kids. Because at the end of the day, when you don't feel good about yourself, what you're searching for will never be found until you clear up your issues that you have with yourself. And there's a lot of peace in being able to see your value and assert that you will not accept anyone in your life that is not going to contribute to your growth, your happiness, and your joy. So I hope that somebody in my newsfeed, somebody that's actually on this video, got something out of this. I'm really hoping somebody takes a moment to say, let me share this, because somebody you know is dealing with being depressed, dealing with being abused, and all these other things because they are not aware that they are being manipulated into sticking in poor relationships. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, I see a lot of people being manipulated by family members, and because they're family, because they're blood, because they are related to you, at no point in time should you ever believe that it's okay to just continue to be abused. I don't care that the person may have been your mother or father and they had you. I don't care if it's your child. I don't care if it's your cousin, aunt, uncle. It doesn't matter. At no point in time should you be manipulated into believing that because you share bloodline with someone that you should be abused. There is no reason to ever accept that from anyone. I know that there are a lot of people right now that are on this news feed that have gone through some trials in their lives and have changed for the better. Hold on, beautiful. Huh? Okay, go tell Samaria. Okay, thank you, baby. I'm sorry. There's a lot of people right now that have changed in their lives. And as they have changed in their lives, people have gotten so used to being able to run over you and manipulate you that as you start to get better, whether you were on drugs at some point, you were out here dealing with a bunch of different relationships, just being a toxic person yourself. As you start to change, there will be siblings of yours that will sit back and constantly throw your past in your face. Because mind you, as family members, they get to see a lot of the things that you go through in life. And there will be those family members that actually will not cheer you on, but in fact, they will sit back and constantly throw the old you up. As you are growing and reminding them, hey, you know what? I'm actually getting better. Oh no, that's for now. Oh no, they'll constantly try to put you down. I like to tell people, if a person is not trying to add to your growth, it's time to get rid of them. But more importantly, if a person really is not able to see that you have grown, that gives you a clear picture of where you left them. A lot of times we leave people as we grow and we don't realize we left them until we get around them again, and they're still talking the same nonsense. They're still wanting to talk about the poor relationships you used to have. They still want to talk about the drugs you used to use, even though you've been clean for 5 or 10 years. They still want to talk about, you know, the abusive relationships you used to be in, even though you're in a healthy relationship right now. Please do understand, a person who is not happy within themselves, like I said before, they cannot give you joy, they cannot give you peace, they cannot give you happiness. But you have a choice to get rid of them. And I tell everyone, even down to children, if someone is talking to you, if they're talking to you in a way that puts you down, they're trying to make you feel bad about what you used to go through. If they're trying to manipulate you into staying into toxic relationships and different things like that, start learning how to go deaf, folks. Literally, start tuning them out. It is okay when you know a person is not talking about you to walk away. Because if you walked up on a conversation where 2 people were having a conversation, you don't engage in that conversation because they're not talking about you. If they're talking about the old you and they have nothing to say about the new you, it's okay to tune them out and walk away. Because there's no way you're going to continue to get ahead with somebody trying to pull you back into your past. Manipulation is real. It's abusive. It's toxic. And it will never do anything to actually build you as an individual. So, if you are looking forward to having the amazing future I know you're capable of having, then the one thing you should start doing right now is looking at that yelling, kicking, screaming boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, that every time you turn around, you feel like crap because you're trying to do better. And they don't care because now that they have the ability to manipulate you, they're going to keep using the same crap to do it. It's time for you to start thinking about an exiting strategy in order for you to actually enhance your life, in order for you to flourish. I know people that stick around in relationships and say, well, we got kids. I don't want the kids to see us separated. Which are the opposite side of that. I love this. The opposite side of that statement is, I'd rather my kids stick around and see me be abused. I'd rather my kids stick around and learn what a toxic relationship looks like. I also want my kids to accept that they need to stick around and be in the midst of a toxic relationship. Because what you're putting out as a parent, your children will take in and accept it as fact and truth and accept it as what is normal and what is right. We should always be striving to be better individuals on a daily basis. Our past does not dictate where we're going in the future. It is not a reflection of how amazing we are when we've made poor choices. It is a reflection of us going through a bunch of internal battles. And that's okay, guys, because at the end of the day, no matter how many battles we're faced with in life, we're here, we're having this discussion. That means we're victorious. We've come out of those battles. So let's just keep striving to do better and get rid of the things and the people that are not going to benefit us. That includes manipulative people. I want you guys to have a wonderful day. Again, like I said, like and share this video. Don't tolerate the abuse. Understand you deserve more. And give yourself more. Be the example of what you deserve in life. Treat yourself the way you expect other people to treat you, because you deserve it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I look forward to talking to y'all in the future. And later on this week, if you guys are interested in sharing your testimony, maybe with the viewers, or even stopping in and being a guest on live or whatever, you know, let me know down below. Just let me know you're in, and I'll message you more details and stuff like that. But I love all of you guys and look forward to talking to you guys in the future. Have a wonderful day.